I'm Scott Stevens, Goldsboro City Manager, here for our August monthly update. August has started rainy and a little cooler than normal, so I've appreciated that, ready for the rain to move on, as many are. But summer's coming to an end. I guess that's what August signals for me, and kids getting ready to go back to school. And I guess as a reminder, as this is airing through the month, just want to remind you to be careful, look out for kids that maybe you haven't been watching for because they haven't been out as early in the morning, waiting for school buses and then school buses on the road. And just be sure to be safe as you're moving around the community and as our kids go back to school, that we help them to have a safe experience and get us back in the routine of school. So enjoy what's left of summer, but recognize that's changing. I want to mention our 311 GIS system. We talk about that. It's just another way to communicate with us in terms of problems or things that you'd like to report. You can always call us, and I'll share that number toward the end of our broadcast today. But the non-emergency items, our 311 GIS website can work through a computer, a tablet, your smartphone, and it's for non-emergency items. And again, the advantage to you is you can report it wherever you are, whenever you want to. You can send a picture along with it or a description, but you also get feedback as to where the status is of us receiving your report and then processing it as it moves through until it's complete. And then others in the community can see that as well. So you'd start that by going to 311gis.com, and non-emergency items, potholes, high grass, houses that look bad, things of that nature that we could look into from a code enforcement standpoint or from a response standpoint that are non-emergency in nature. I mentioned appearances on several of these, and appearances continue to be a high priority for our city council. We've put time and effort into that. We still have a lot to do on the city side, but with that said, all of us have a role to play in that in Goldsboro, and I hope you'll take that to heart as a business owner here or as someone that lives in the community, working to make your neighborhood and your yard look as the best it can. It really will make a dramatic improvement if we all work together and not just expect the city to do it or just expect our neighbors to do it, but work together to make Goldsboro look the best it can. The council has sent out a letter in our utility bill, so if you get a utility bill from the city, it's going to have a letter that's from the council really asking you to do your part in trying to make Goldsboro look the best it can, and also sharing with you information on how to report things that you feel the city ought to be addressing, and we'll try to do our part of that as well. So again, we appreciate your effort, and really the goal is the same for our citizenry and the city council in terms of making Goldsboro the best it can be and presenting its best image, and a little bit of work really does make it look a lot better. So again, I hope you'll embrace that in the manner in which it's intended. Some things going on that we didn't talk about last month. We've been talking about sewer system and flow studies and trying to prioritize our work on our aging sewer system. We had a section of sewer line along Mulberry that couldn't wait for us to get through the studies and really direct the work in a little more timely manner. We started with a blockage along Mulberry between Pineview and Jefferson. One blockage turned into a few more blockages as we were digging down to make the repair, which is typical to make those point repairs when you have a blockage. What we found is the top of the pipe had basically crumbled away, which is not unusual in working with sewer systems, particularly with the hydrogen sulfide gases that are part of that. But it turned us into just a repair, more into a replacement. And so we have contracted very quickly an informal bid process. Keene Plumbing was our low bid, and for $340,000 we'll be replacing that sewer line along that section of Mulberry. So for those in that area are wondering what's going on as they see work crews in the Mulberry area, that's what's going on there. We had a sewer line that when we dug down to make a repair wasn't in a repairable condition, and we're going to replace it. So it will be money well spent. We just hadn't quite expected that to happen this quickly. Work should begin in August. It's going to replace the sewer line. It will replace the cleanouts up to property, or will install cleanouts, but replace the sewer line or the service line to people's homes up to the right-of-way line, and then we'll have a cleanout installed where if they don't exist. And many of those homes won't have cleanouts just due to the age of construction of when those lines were put in service. So that work will be going on, and then ultimately we will resurface that section of Mulberry as we finish out the sewer work there. So we expect that to be, again, start in August, complete by November. So patience for those that live around that area with us, and then just to let the rest of the community know what we're doing. We also have awarded a contract for the demolition of 16 homes in the Goldsberry area. These are homes that have really been abandoned by their owners or eyesores. They're a safety hazard. There's 16 homes at a cost of $72,000, and so that bid was awarded by council at their August 5th meeting. That work should begin very soon, and I don't know the time frame exactly, but by the end of September, those 16 homes should be gone. And they're on a number of streets from Bryant to Alabama to Dorsey to Holly to John, to Lime, to Marshall, to Pine, to Slocum, to Starnart, to Carnegie, so to Virginia. So you'll see a number of homes of those 16 that will be torn down, the lots returned to a more natural state, and hopefully an improvement in the neighborhoods in which each of those houses sits. Environmental services, one of the things that we awarded a number of studies through the month of July and August with the City Council. One of those is what we've called a route optimization study, looking at our environmental service or our garbage routes. And we've sort of added homes to those routes as Goldsboro has grown over the years. We're to a point now that it seems to make sense to make sure we're picking up in the most efficient manner. We'll have the results of that study in several months, and so as we start communicating with you changes that might be coming later, or late spring, or excuse me, early spring, late winter of 2015, it's really going to be based off this study, and so I'm sure we'll report more about what this optimization study has found or suggests, and it's trying to make sure we're picking our garbage in the most efficient manner and serving you, our customers, in the most cost-effective way to do that. So along with that, it is the beginning of our switching from a semi-automated truck, which is the typical garbage truck you see with a driver and then two gentlemen on the back, or laborers on the back that actually put the garbage up to the truck, and the truck dumps it, set it back, and we move the canister back to the side of the curb, to a fully automated truck. And the fully automated truck are referred to as one-armed bandits, but basically they are one driver and no laborers. So they come out, they grab the container, they dump it, and they place it back on the ground. So that is our goal, to switch to that. It was part of our discussion with council at their retreat in March. It's in our budget to purchase these trucks. We have not placed the order for the trucks, and the trucks are still 6 months out. So that if we place the order following our discussion with council at their July 18th meeting, it will still be 6 months before those trucks would be here. So we still have a lot of time to develop our plan and communicate to the community what we're doing. I just wanted you to be aware as you hear about that or wonder where we've gone with that our council will get another update and a chance to redirect us or support where we're headed and continue to push us that direction at their August 18th meeting. And the intent is to serve you at as good or better service at a lesser cost. And on the moving from semi-automated to fully automated trucks, meaning a truck with 3 people versus a truck with 1 person, we could see ourselves reducing 11 positions within our sanitation division, meaning salary-wise, we would save those salaries forever, and those savings more than pay for the cost of the truck. So you'll hear more about that coming, but it's very commonly done in many other areas. And again, the fully automated trucks don't work in every part of our community, but they'll work in a lot of areas and make it safer for our employees, better conditions, meaning when it's hot, 90-degree days, they're in an air-conditioned cab versus hanging on the back of a truck. And when it's a cold 20 or 30-degree day, they're in a heated cab versus trying to hang on to an icy metal rail on the back of the truck. So again, there are some benefits to our employees as well as to you, the community. A couple NCDOT projects that I want to just let you know are still in the works or going on. The first is Royal Avenue widening from Sunburst to Berkeley. We've talked about that a number of times. Utilities have been moved. There is a contractor working for our State Department of Transportation actually doing the widening work now. They had started near Freeman Motors. They were working under the bridge, US 70, but that work will continue down to Berkeley Boulevard with the ultimate goal or result of having a center turn lane the entire length. And so that should help turn traffic as it tries to turn at Sunburst headed to Target or headed to Freeman Motors, or it should help up near those that are headed to Sam's turning on I guess North Park Drive there into Sam's or the Wire, wherever they're headed, to get traffic out of the through lane. And then as well as up at Berkeley, it will extend the turn lane. So those are, I think, very welcome improvements along Royal. A second project that is not yet under construction is our median along Wayne Memorial Drive from 11th Street out to Country Day Road. It is a DOT project fully funded by our State Department of Transportation. City Council did ask for the median to be installed, and so construction we have said would begin July or August, and I've not confirmed that we're still on an August construction start date, but I know our Department of Transportation still intends to have that project going forward very soon. It will make it a little maybe more confusing to get to businesses on the left side, meaning you'll have to go up to a stoplight that exists in that area along Wayne Memorial, make a left turn, or make a U-turn and go back to the business you're trying to get to. But the benefits to it is it makes the corridor safer, it makes it able to handle more traffic going north and south, and as the new 70 opens in a couple of years at the northern end of that section of Wayne Memorial, the median project will be a very, I think, welcome improvement to that corridor, trying to make it safer and more efficient in its movement movement of traffic. So that should begin very soon. And then the final project on Wayne Memorial has been our Wayne Memorial Sidewalk project. Our actual contract time for completion is mid-September. Our hope is the contractor will finish that work up. It's from Royal Avenue up to, I think, 9th Street. Most of it has been installed. The section down near Royal Avenue still needs to be installed. I think it's 11th Street, not 9th, down to, 9th to Royal. But the section near Royal is almost complete as well. So I think you'll see that finishing up. And then we did talk with City Council. That's a project that the city is administering the sidewalk project, but it's a funding share with DOT where it's a 50-50 match. So if we put in $50,000, the Department of Transportation will put in $50,000. We talked about more sidewalk work on DOT streets because that's a requirement of DOT's money. Would the council want us to ask for additional funding? We talked about 3 areas to request another $100,000, $50,000 of ours, $50,000 of DOT. We looked at Wayne Memorial. We looked at Spence Avenue from Royal Avenue up to Casual, and then we looked at a section of Elm down near Stony Creek Parkway over to Berkeley Boulevard. All 3 of those are about $100,000 in terms of projects, and the council's selection was a continuation of the Wayne Memorial to really finish it off. And what it would do, a section from 9th Street up to US 70, so that would complete the sidewalk from Royal all the way northward, I guess up to New Hope Road, and then also it would extend it down to Goldsboro High School. So you would have from Royal to Goldsboro High School. So you'd have sidewalk along that complete corridor. So that's the direction council gave us. Funding is not yet approved, but it is a funding source that our State Department of Transportation has had available in many years past. It's a 50 or 1-to-1 match. So again, I think we will get that project or get that funding, and likely be sometime in the spring of 2015 before we would begin work on that, I think at the earliest. Our Tiger 5 grant projects and really the Center Street widening and Walnut Street streetscape improvements, and then our transfer center. Just didn't want you to think we haven't made any progress on that. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work and signing contracts. They were awarded June-July time frame, but our contracts take time to move around and get everybody to sign off and agree to the terms. That has happened, and we are now moving through the pre-construction phase of meeting with our contractors ahead of them going on site. We have scheduled a groundbreaking for August 13th at 9 o'clock, so that's a Wednesday, August the 13th at 9 o'clock. It's at the Union Station site on Carolina Avenue, and we would invite you to come and be part of that. It'll probably be about a 30 or 45 minute kind of ceremony, just trying to celebrate our success of receiving the grant and this work going on, and capitalize on the excitement that's downtown. If you're unsure how to get there, take Center Street south. You would turn right on Walnut Street, and Union Station, you'll see it as you turn right on Walnut. It's the large building that's at the end of Walnut Street down at Carolina Avenue. We'll be within the fence there with a nice site set up. So we'd encourage you to come August 13th at 9 o'clock to be part of that groundbreaking event. Again, those pre-construction meetings are occurring in early August, and so I expect you'll see activity along most of the project sites in late August, early September. And then contractors have a 15-month contract time, so by this time next year, they ought to be well underway and could be complete, and certainly by October of 2015, those projects should be complete. So we're excited about that. A couple things in our Parks and Rec department. One, we've had a leaking roof at Herman Park Center. Some commenting on where we're working to fix it, and the answer is we have been trying to find the leak and what's going on. We have a number of roofing contractors. We've had our staff, our building maintenance staff, looking at it. We just weren't certain where the leak was. What we have found is there is an obvious place to repair. We have got a contractor in making that repair, and so I think that the leaking problem we've had in the gray room, in particular the Herman Park Center, for those that use that room and have had some water issues, that will be addressed. So again, we are maintaining the Herman Park Center, and that's really been our commitment, to try to maintain our buildings, just not necessarily replace them, and that is going on at Herman Park Center. Our Parks and Rec department is almost winding down their summer camps, and I just want to remind folks, or maybe plant the seed for next year. We have a lot of camps that are appealing to a number of children throughout the community, and the intent is to give them something to keep them involved. Some of them really provide services to parents in that we have a weekly camp for kids. Then we have some specialized camps for those that are just looking for their children to do something different. I had my son in a golf and tennis camp this year. He's participated in the last 2 years. It is an absolutely wonderful camp. camp, and from 8 to 5, tennis lessons, golf lessons with high quality instructors. My son had a wonderful time, and I would just encourage all of our parents to think about that next summer. We took kids fishing. We had them fishing in local ponds. We took them down to the beach one day to fish and use chicken bones to catch crabs on a line, and so the kids really can have some great experiences in our camps, and I would just encourage you to sort of put that on your list of possible places to send your kids next summer, as our Parks and Rec staff's working very hard to have good quality programming for all of us in the community. A couple of other things going on in Parks and Rec, and activities are always listed on our Facebook site or city's web page or the department's web pages, but the city's website you can turn into to get activities that are coming up. Follow us on Facebook. But a couple of things I did want to mention: our Hillbilly Hike, the Parks and Rec started that several years ago. It's August 23rd, so you still have time to get in shape and participate in that. It is at Waynesboro, and it's basically a 5K run with obstacles, and so it's an interesting event if you've not participated, and I would encourage you to get a group or come by yourself and register and be part of that. We're also working towards Beak Week, trying to recognize our tie with poultry and in the community. September 7th through the 13th, and activities every day that are being planned, so more coming on that. And then we have another cycling cross, something out in one of our parks, and that's still to be determined, but it's September 21st. So if you're looking for different things to either participate in or witness, those will certainly be some of those. I want to share compliments, at least a few. We regularly receive comments on our employees and activities, and I want to commend our employees for that, but I thank them for their service every day and their activities or actions that often go uncomplimented, but we do receive a number of compliments. And I will tell you, one is somebody that here's from Goldsboro that really believed they lived in a number of places, and their comment was they've never lived any place else that came close to being as responsive and customer friendly as Goldsboro. And I just think that speaks very well for those of us interacting with members of the community, and thank those that do recognize that. I also had a compliment on our police department, in which two of our officers presented a program on identity theft, and then they came home just singing the praises of the police department, their knowledge and their professionalism, and their comment is, we're happy to have such dedicated and skillful people serving and protecting, and thank you all. And I would say that to our police officers. We get compliments on our fire department, sanitation, our public works, other public works and public utilities employees, and I want to thank all of our employees for what they do for the community every day, and just thank you that live here for recognizing the efforts of our employees, because they really truly care about the community and enjoy serving you. With that said, I would close for this month, tell you to call us if we can help. My number, 919-580-4330. Again, feel free to call my office with anything, and if it's not me you need to speak with, we'll get you to the right person. You can visit our website, the Citizen Request tab, an email to us that way, or see what's going on in the community. But again, call on us if we can help, and thanks for your time.